By the way, also another thing that most people don't really realize about the Titanic, it had auto feeders. It had either auto feeders or nearly auto feeder. There was this giant thing, I think, at the end of the hull that where they would the end result Titanic. I mean, my ships. I mean, you got to understand it's 150 years, and a lot of people would be like, you got to understand it's 150 years of shipping. It's not just one ship. It's not one LS Titanic. It's a whole ship line that was built out of Belfast, and that was just one of his shipyards. Lucifer Star had many shipyards, wood shipyards, what's it called shipyards. There were shipyards back in ancient days. Yeah, it's true. Love you too. Yeah, anyway. LS Titanic, and you can look at the logs. Like I say, with anything, look at the logs. Some of the logs, they tried to change some of the logs, but they couldn't change all the logs. Like I say, I employed 2/3 of the world population, or all the world, or the whole world population. It was just too much to change. So what you have is you have a couple little samplings saying one thing, and then you have Lucifer Star, which is me, because I asked for I had all my employees doing little logbooks. Be like, write down your comments. I was like, write down your comments, tell your story, and all that other stuff. I mean, I wanted to know how my world was doing, because without comments, without opinions, we couldn't change the world to make it the way you wanted it. So, and we were adapting and changing the planet and changing our work mentalities to try and get all those new ideas up to the front. So anyway, to be the better way, basically. So anyway, hold on. Shut up. Sorry, annoying people trying to talk, and it's like, my turn to talk. They made all their videos publicly and everything else. They show their videos on TV and stuff like that. Anyway, though, so there was actually a semi-auto coal feeder. I think what there was there's some sort of way that there's a conveyor belt or something, or a push-pull. We tried a couple different kinds. There was one where basically it was chains. It was chains on a rotary machine, and it had these little push things that would go. And basically what it was there's a slide, and it would move over. I forget how exactly it worked, but basically it'd move over and basically it'd fill the chute, and you could go, okay, and you go, and it'd fill each tube or something like that. It held like a whole tube of coal. It'd fill it most of the way, and then you'd have to kind of push it in, and then it was a work in progress. There's still a lot of effort involved, but we made it as automated as possible, basically. And it was pretty automated. Like, it would work pretty good. And like I said, too, the oil and alcohol sprayers would go shh, and it was like this really fine, like it would put out this really fine spray that would spray down, and basically then you'd turn on the airflow. I forget what the way it was. I don't know if you left the oil sprayers on or you turned them on and then turned them back off. I forget the exact rotation of how they would do it, but basically it was a blast furnace. Like and those furnaces would get red hot. Like I think they even took a picture of them where you could see the furnaces blazing almost red hot or white hot. They got really, really hot. They were really, really cool. I think they were made out of cast iron or something. They were made out of something that didn't melt too easy. Anyway, there's something about that, though. Anyway, they were really good furnaces. Really, 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 really good, strong furnaces. So they would get about red hot or something like that. So they worked, so they had a lot of pressure, a lot of heat. And basically, like, anyway, I forget exactly how they worked. Oh, shoot, I wish. Because it needed high-end, high output steam or something like that. So there was a special way that they did it. I'm forgetting how they did it exactly. Anyway, though, it was a different kind of way. And plus the turbine needed flow, not pressure or something like that. There's something specific about it. Anyway, it was over 150 years, and they played around with it quite a bit. But they could get 60 or 80 miles an hour out of the thing. Like I said, they got 80 miles an hour, 70 miles an hour out of or 70, I forget if it was 70 knots or 80 knots out of the thing, which is equivalent of like 100 and, like 80, it could go 80 miles an hour or 100 miles an hour the Titanic. It was like it depends on how much swell, on how big the waves were, but in calm clear water it could do 80 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour in the open seas. It was fast. It was outrageously fast. It was like I say, there was a smaller turbine boat that I would race against with my with my big Titanic. I'd be like, all right, let's go race, and like you have this little boat going, and you have the Titanic like. It was really cool. For a year, for years, I had the record on the fastest ship. The biggest, fastest ship was like the Titanic or something. Well, it was a flat bottom. Everyone would say, well, it's a flat bottom. You know, it's fast and it's light and it's fast. Like, damn, that ship is fast. So yeah, I mean, and it got really good coal mileage too. Like you would only burn about a quarter or a third of the amount of its coal reserve to get from one side to the other side. It didn't burn that much. Like a quarter, actually, it might have even been less than that. It might have been a quarter of the coal in one of the compartments. Basically, we were always selling coal out of it. That was one of the biggest things is I was literally selling coal to everyone else out of the Titanic. It was a coal ship. Most people would say it's a coal ship. We sell coal, and we'd sell other things too out of the Titanic. And we just happened to carry people. But like I said, there were 3 or 4 versions of the Titanic, but every single one of them was like money. It was like, yep, that's a lot of money. So anyway, we did really. I mean, we were doing ridiculously well. Everyone was like I said, people would go to work on my ship just to see how it worked, because they're like, how is it so fast? They're trying to figure out how it worked, and my people were like, mum's the word, boys, mum's the word. Don't tell them how it works, because then they'll be building one just like it, and it's ours. It was our ship. And we weren't going to help them. We're like, when it gets old, we'll let them buy it. Till then, it's our ship, and they don't know how it works. Because we had figured it out. We had developed the blast furnaces our own. The steel was all Belfast, Lincolnshire steel stuff. I mean, I was proud of my people, and my people were proud to be working for me, for the great Lucifer Star. I love them. Anyway, all the food was coming from like Korea or someplace like that, from the best farms in Korea. I think Korea, like I said, the ore that was coming out of Korea was, or one of my farms, it was either Korea or someplace, had nitrate. The rock there was nitrate rich. So when they would pump out the mine, the plants would just the plants would just grow. Like in one of my mines, the ore there was nitrate rich. So when they were pumping out the water out of the mines, the plants would just seem to just grow, you know. So and my scientists were like, it's nitrate. Yes, this water has nitrates in it. That's what makes the plants grow. Anyway, yeah. So we figured out that water had nitrate in it. So, or nitrate or nitrogen basically in it. It was nitrate rich coal and water. So, and the plants seemed to just grow better, just green. So we were selling, we figured my scientists were working on it. So they were like, artificial nitrate. Sorry, I don't mean to get all psycho, but yeah, it was yeah, I mean, because it was a breakthrough, and I was like, yes, like oh yes, and of course we were rich, but I mean, mostly I was proud of my people, and my people, and I was proud to be their leader, and I was proud to, I was just proud, I love my people. Like I said, I would die for my people any day. I didn't care, but my people wouldn't let me die. So anyway, they love me too much. Well, I mean, I'm the creator, I'm Lucifer Star, so. And I was giving them my money. I was letting them use my money because like I said, there were people being abused and stuff like that. So, for glory and freedom, we wrote.